Hey Colonial kids, we are so excited that you're here watching this video today.
That's right, and it's time for my most favorite part, worship.
Yeah, so why doesn't everybody stand up and let's get ready to sing to our King.
Creep in the dark, fear comes to blow out all your light. It doesn't want you telling everybody that Jesus rules alright. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through you. The giant fears are really small when all you see is God. And don't be afraid to stand up tall and give a great big shout. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through. 'Cause I'm not scared. I'm gonna let my light shine. You're not scared. You're gonna let your light shine. We're not scared. We're gonna let our light shine. 'Cause Jesus is Lord. And He's gonna let His light shine. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through.
Bring the beat back.
Whoa. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine, whoa. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Jackie, and I have here a balloon I blew up with my breath. Isn't she beautiful? But there's just one problem. When I let it go, it falls to the ground. So I have to keep hitting it up and up and up so it stays in the air. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Great counting, everyone. Who's there?
It's me, Max.
Hi, Max.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep this balloon up in the air because when it is up, I am full of joy. But when it falls to the ground, I get sad.
Sad.
Yeah, you know, I used to live my life like this balloon, Max. 1 minute up and down. 1 minute I'm happy, and then the next I'm sad. I used to try to make myself feel joyful by filling up my life with things like food and fun and toys.
Cookies, video games, ice cream, candy.
Exactly, Max. Those things might make you happy for a short time, but they do not last, and eventually you come down.
Oh no.
But living a life with God is like having a balloon filled with helium. I love balloons filled with helium because they float in the air all by themselves. Have you ever seen one of those?
Wow!
Did you see that? That's exactly what I'm talking about. We can live our lives full of God, and that's what helps us live full of joy.
And never deflate.
And never deflate, Max. That's right. We can have everlasting joy through knowing Him. And joy is not just a happy feeling, but it is something that God helps us with. Just seeing a balloon makes me smile, and thinking that God is with me gives me a smile that can last and last. God with me is the greatest blessing ever.
It didn't take long after Jesus gathered disciples and started walking all over Israel that he gained a reputation. If you were sick, he was your man. There was one particular time when Jairus, a church leader, sought out Jesus because his only daughter was really sick. When Jairus found Jesus, he fell at his feet, begging him to go to his house where his daughter was. Jesus agreed. The crowds grew as the streets narrowed. Jesus and Jairus were getting squashed amongst all the people. But suddenly, Jesus stopped in his tracks, saying, "Who touched me?" Peter and the other disciples were baffled as there was lots of hustle and bustle going on about them. A particular lady overheard Jesus, and she knew immediately that she had to confess. "Master, I'm so sorry, but it was me. I've been bleeding for 12 years. I've heard of your healing power, and I just had to find you." She paused and wiped the tears that had been tumbling down her cheeks and looked up into Jesus' face. "It has stopped. The bleeding has stopped." Jesus looked deep into her eyes and said, "Go in peace. Your faith in me has made you well." While all this was going on, one of Jairus' friends arrived on the scene, and he said, "It's no use now. Your daughter, she has died." Shocked at the news, Jairus turned to Jesus. "Do not be afraid. Believe, and she will be healed." Shortly, they arrived at the home. Jesus went into the home. As he did so, he turned to the friends and relatives, saying, "Stop your crying. She's not dead, but asleep." They laughed, thinking, "What a silly thing to say," as they knew she was dead. Jesus went into the girl's room where she lay, took her hand, and said, "My child, get up." Immediately, her spirit returned and breathed life into her, and she stood up. It seems that sometimes simply asking Jesus in faith is enough. As we trust God, our faith will grow.
Can you see this? No, it's a mustard seed, and it is so tiny. But I love it that Jesus says, with faith as tiny as this seed, anything can happen. Our faith may seem so tiny, but it can bring huge results. Just like those people in the Bible. They came to Jesus with faith that seemed so tiny, but then Jesus did huge things. Now, as we get to know God and trust Him more and more, our faith grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Then, what started off as so tiny becomes quite huge, and anything can happen.
As we trust God, our faith will grow. Huh? As we trust God, our faith will grow. As we trust God, our faith will grow.